Hi, welcome back. And this is the next in the VBA series for Excel. And in this video, we're going to take a quick look at a simple if statement. So this will be a conditional statement, and if the condition is true, then it's going to do something, otherwise it's going to do something else. So let's go back to our Excel here. And in the VBA, what we're going to do is when people click on the button, it's then going to analyze some of the data that they've put in there. And so if I go back here, when they click on the button, it's going to analyze the fields they've filled in, and it's going to look at the first field, which is the name, and it's going to see if it's my name, and if it's abbreviated, it's going to tell me to actually fill it in correctly. Otherwise, it'll carry on. So right at the beginning here, I'm going to put in the if statement. So if, and it's called input 1, but we have to say me dot input 1 dot value equals and we type in then. Now after an if, we always have to have an end if. And you'll notice how it actually automatically spaces it out and capitalizes it when I do that. So if the value is Oaks, then what I want to happen is something else. Otherwise, I wanted to go on and do the rest of this. So what do I want to do? Please enter full name. So that's all I'm going to have. Everything else is in square brackets, so I can leave that all. It'll all just be the defaults. So let's test that out and see if it works. Type in Oaks. Let's just try that. Please enter full name. Click OK. What it did there was when I clicked OK, is it actually carried on. And so what you may notice is that it's actually entered all the data into my database. So if I go into here and unhide that sheet, you'll see it's actually just put in that single line of code. So what I want to do is I want to also add in a stop line. So after that message box, if that statement is true, then what I want to do is stop this routine, which is entering the data. So I'm just going to say exit sub, which means come out of the subroutine that you're in. In other words, go straight to that end sub. But it's not going to close down the message box because it's not going to run any of this me hide. So the message box will still be visible because that's actually being run from down here, user form show, and I haven't ended this subroutine. I've only ended this subroutine here, the command button click. So it is important to understand what actual subroutine is exiting. Okay, let's just try that one. Type in Oaks again and click submit. This time it's saying please enter full name. When I click OK, it lets me go back to the box here and I can type in something else, and this time it's going to let me submit that. Once more, if I go back here and unhide, you'll see it's put in just that single line of text there. Okay, so that's a very quick look at the if statement there, but let's take that a stage further and let me just take that out. What about if the condition that we want to set is something different? So if somebody hasn't entered in a correct, let's say the correct format for an email, what can we do? Well, what we do is we say if not rather than if. If not, and if we want to do something like an email address validation, we don't know what people's email addresses are going to be, but we know what they're like. So rather than saying if not something is equal to, we're going to say if not something is like. So if not input, the email was in 2. So if not input 2 like, and I can now use wildcards to get similar format for an email address. So it's going to be something at something dot something. And then obviously I'll say then, and my end if at the end of it. So what do I want it to do? If it's not like an email address, then message box please enter valid email. And same as we had before, exit sub. Okay, let's try that one. So I'm running it. I get my message box, and here I'm going to type in yada yada something weird, anything for the phone number, and wow, it's loaded it twice. Submit says please enter valid email. So now when I change it to something at something dot something, that's now accepted as an email address. Now the reason it reloaded was because down here, when I opened the form, what it did was the first thing it did was it loaded it, so it activated that form twice. So what I can do is go back into where I loaded the yes nos and me dot input for clear. Now what that will do is that will take out any entries that are actually in there already before I add in the new ones. Okay, so let's try that one again. Run the code. Let's try it without a good email address. Please enter valid email. Click OK. And now this time, that is a valid email address. And if I just go back into the form, having done that wrong the first time, you'll see I've only got one yes and no. Please enter valid email. And I still only have one yes or no. And it did take that last entry. Now this is no way of knowing that it is a valid email. It's not saying it's a live email. All it's testing is that it's in the correct format for an email. So there's a big difference there. People can still put in garbage emails, but they have to put it in the right format. This prevents people accidentally mistyping it. Okay, that's it for this video. Just a quick one on an if statement and seeing how we can control that. Don't forget, if you have any questions on VBA or Excel, just ask in the comments down below and I'll do my best to help. And thank you for listening.